Hello YouTube. Today I want to talk about dental work in Ecuador. And if you guys watched my last video, you saw that I am getting ready to go back to the US. And because of that, I'm getting all my dental work done as quick as I can here in Ecuador because it's way less expensive and it's more accessible. I'm not gonna have a lot of time when I'm in the US. I'm gonna be traveling a lot. And it's gonna be tough to like make an appointment 3 weeks out and still be in that same city when it's time to get my dental work done. So for that reason, but also, and it's like 1/10 of the cost. Now, you get what you pay for, and sometimes the quality can be lacking. You really gotta be careful and well-educated when choosing a dentist in Ecuador. I've had bad work done both in the US and in Ecuador, but I've had more of a problem with it in Ecuador. I'm not sure why I'm walking around. So that's what I'm gonna talk about. Who's this video for? Anyone that's gonna be or is already living in Ecuador, especially expats, because the locals probably already have a trusted dentist they go to, but expats that are like me for years struggling to find a place that's gonna treat them right. And anyone that's traveling through and is like, I got a tooth I need to work on. Should I get it done while I'm in Ecuador? Specifically, I'm going to talk about a particular dentist in North Quito. And I'm going to recommend my dentist in this video. I usually don't do that, but she's really treated me right. She's done a great job. So, I think it is helpful to those of you watching to know a dentist that I trust. She didn't pay me, I didn't get any discount, and she didn't ask me to make this video. I asked her if I could make this video because I really want to help you guys out. And I also want to help her because I've had some, like I said, pretty bad experiences in Ecuador. Dentists that recommended work that did not need to be done. Dentists that just started doing work that I didn't ask for, drilling teeth that didn't have cavities. And also dental work that had to be done again. Some of the work that she has been doing, and my dentist, her name is Stephanie. I will try to add her last name. I have to look it up. My wife's got that name. I'll show you where her practice is and bring you along for the ride. This is the dentist my kids also go to. Here we go. Let's get into it. Also, I should mention, this dentist is a little more expensive than some of the other ones I've gone to here in Ecuador. So if you're another Ecuadorian expat and you're listening to these prices, you're like, oh, my dentist is way cheaper. Yeah, I've gone to places where I've gotten a $10 cleaning. They did a terrible job. I've gone to places where filling cavities was like $15 or $20. Some of that work had to be done again. So it ended up costing more. And so like this place, I think I'm paying like $30 for a cleaning that was with a fluoride treatment. And she does a really good job on the tooth cleaning. And I'm paying between $20 and $35 for cavities, for drilling a cavity, depending on the size of the cavity. I needed a lot of work done, and I needed a lot of work done for a couple different reasons I'm not going to go into, but my teeth it had been too long since I've been to a dentist, and I've got thin enamel, and I guess I am going into those reasons, but I needed a whole lot of dental work done, and I got it all knocked out here. My teeth feel great. Everything feels fantastic. She did a good job. I'm recording this a couple days after the dental work, so I have a little time to make sure, everything was done right. I can get dental floss between all my teeth, which has been a problem in the past with poor quality work here. And the other thing I really like about this dentist is the attitude. It's, like the dentist and her assistant, they're singing along to music while I'm in there, and they're happy, and it's just a friendly place. It's just a comfortable environment. Despite the fact that you're uncomfortable, you're in a dentist chair. And I was there for a long time because I had so much work to be done. Now, let me talk about novocaine. You have to request it. You can get it. I believe it doesn't cost any extra at this place, but they won't use it automatically. It's kind of normal in Ecuador. Like, you won't get novocaine unless you're like, hey, I need novocaine. And I opted to do my work without it. It was pretty painful. One of my cavities was pretty deep. It was pretty bad. So it was uncomfortable, but I just hate having a numb face. So I just toughed my way through it. But be aware of that. Go in, get your work done. If it's hurting and you need novocaine, say, hey, I need some novocaine. I need an anesthetic. A good dentist won't charge you extra for it. Some places will. Some places will charge you a lot extra for it. So ask those questions ahead of time, whether it's included. It is important. It'll make a big difference in your total cost. When talking about the cost of dental work in Ecuador, let me share with you an experience. So on one of my overseas jobs, like if I'm going to an overseas job, usually I have to do a really complete medical and dental exam before I can get medically cleared, get my fit for duty or physically qualified or whatever they call it for that particular job. And on one occasion, the dentist saw my paperwork for this and knew that I was kind of a captive customer, right? Like they have to sign off. And they made the determination that I needed a periodontal treatment. It's like the deep cleaning under the gums. And they wanted to bill me, I think it was like $2,000 per quadrant. It was like a total of $8,000 to do this treatment. I laughed at them. I flew to Ecuador. I got it done in Ecuador for $200, right? $50 per quadrant. I actually knew that I didn't need that treatment. I had already had it done. I was getting scammed by that dentist, but in that particular situation, this dentist in Florida thought that they had me as a captive customer. They didn't know I had enough experience with these overseas contracts to just tell them to fuck off, excuse my language, and fly somewhere else to get it done. So, like, Ecuador is usually not thought of as your go-to foreign country to get dental work done. It's not the normal place for dental tourism. Probably the top place in the world is Thailand because they have the best reputation for quality of work, best prices. So if you need $5,000 or $10,000 work done, fly to Thailand, get it done there, unless you've got awesome dental insurance in the US and you really trust your dentist. Second top place is Mexico. Mexico is also known for doing really good work. I flew there once to try to get some work done, and I found that they were more expensive than Ecuador, and they were just too busy. Like I couldn't get in when I needed to. I ended up flying from Florida to Mexico, trying to schedule some work, not able to get it done in Cancun, and then flying to Ecuador. And it was still cheaper, all those flights, way cheaper to do that than it was to get the work done in the US. But yeah, you got to ask questions. If you're not in North Quito and you can't go visit my dentist, you really, really need to do your research. Don't just go to any dentist. There's a very high likelihood you'll go to a bad dentist. And more expensive does not mean better. I've gone to some expensive places that in Ecuador that tried to scam me. You really need to find, ask questions in an expat group. Find someone that will give you a good recommendation, someone you trust. Ask a lot of questions. And it's tough if you don't speak Spanish. Some of the dentists have good English. Mine doesn't have great English. You either need to speak some Spanish or you need to have someone go with you to help translate. Now, she's very patient. When I don't understand, she'll find a different way to explain. She's got a really good attitude. But some of the dentists, if you don't have Spanish, you're going to be tough out of luck. And they might just start doing work that you're like, what are they doing? Why are they drilling this? Like, that's not what I asked for. So if you don't speak good Spanish, this might not be the place for you to try to get your dental work done, just because even though all these dentists have been trained in English, probably most of them have forgotten it or just don't use it enough to be fluent. This is the little clinic from the outside. I kind of actually had a hard time finding it because, so it's right next to this shopping center here, this key. And I asked someone at the key, and they sent me the wrong way. Apparently they didn't realize this place was right behind here, and they sent me way up the street. So you don't have the same problem. Here it is. So this shopping center is called Gran Aki Molineros. It is on Molineros Avenue, Avenida Molineros in northern Quito. And now what I'm sure a few of you sadists out there have been waiting for, here's some shots of me at some really awkward angles receiving dental work without novocaine. Enjoy. Caro's Maurice. They're trying to create a little more space between two teeth that I have a hard time getting dental floss in between, making a little space for me.
Regálame un poquito de Dicam y un poquito del ionomero de qué tal, pero bien espeso, para que se seque pronto. Tienes una bandita de una lija metálica o de la metálica, porque si no, no va a pasar. ¿Quieres de la lija? Sí, es que no entra, hay una parte que no entra y es lo que no le pasa a Luis.
So I suppose that about wraps it up. I've been to this dentist several times, and in fact, this dental work I had done this time took 2 different visits to get it all done because I just didn't want to be in that chair for that many hours. And I think the next time I see you guys or you see me, I'm gonna either be making a video traveling back to the US, or I might make one about wrapping things up at one of my farms out in the Amazon, trying to get a worker to work out there on the farm while I'm gone. Just to clarify, for those of you that follow my story, I am traveling back to the U.S. I'm not giving up my farms in Ecuador. I'm gonna keep those investments and try to have someone take care of them for me. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but it's worth a try. I don't want to just sell everything. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out.